Alright, what's going on YouTube? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mark, and today, if you didn't see my earlier video, I mean, a little post about how I can't use my computer right now. So, I tried something different, and what we're going to be doing from right now until I get a new computer, or get my computer fixed, ideally, uh, going to be doing a scuffed reaction over on Patreon that you can check out for my full reaction to it. And over here, just gonna be going over the notes that I've taken, because I took quite a few notes, like 2 or 3 pages worth for both episode 1 and episode 2 of Witch at Atelier. And we're gonna go from there and see what happens, and hope this works out. So, first off, with episode 1, we started with Coco, our main character, whose name we learn a little later. She starts out asking, is an athlete born to be an athlete? And she makes other examples and leads into, are witches also born to be witches? And then we lead into magic. And in this world, magic is a miracle and no one knows how it works, which, not surprising, but also kind of surprising. And we also learn that witches are apparently the only ones who can cast spells. And not everyone can become a witch because you're apparently born as them, which is cool to see, cool to learn. And I thought it was interesting how witches here aren't, at least don't appear to be based on gender, because how typically witch is used to describe a woman that uses magic. And so, like, yeah, it's cool. I don't have much else to say about that. I just wanted to point that out. Unless Chiefrey's the exception, but we'll get to Chiefrey later. And so that was one of the few things we learned. We also met his mother, her mother, not his. We met Coco's mother, who I believe is like a seamstress of some kind, or like sells attire or clothing. I'm not quite sure, but something like that. And one of the things about her is that she's not necessarily uh allowing Coco to dream, so to speak, about being a witch, becoming a witch. We also learned that Coco lost her dad to illness, which I think that's suspicious, kind of. But it's probably nothing realistically. And we also learn, this is all over the place, by the way. We also see something called a Pegasus carriage, and I think Pegasus are weird, at least in this world, because they have wings out of their ears. Can they hear out of them? Why not the wings on their backs? Those are the questions that need to be asked, man. And so that all happens, and finally we meet Chiefrey, who shows up there, and he happens to be a witch, and he prepares a wagon wheel or wagon roof? No, not roof, wagon floor that kind of fell off, I think, carriage. And we learn through him, through Coco actually, sneaking in and getting a peek, we learn that to cast magic, all you need for it is ink, that you can draw spells. Well, we don't know the ink part for certain yet, but we know that you can cast magic by drawing spells, which explains why it's a secret. And so we also learn that what actually inspired Coco to be a witch, I keep saying mage almost, but to be a witch, is that when she was young, a witch with a mask sold picture books to her. And I thought that was shady during my initial reaction, which unfortunately I'm probably not going to be able to get out. I might be able to later on, but for now I won't be able to get my episode 1 reaction out. But I thought that was shady going into it. And so she was inspired to be a magic, because a wizard, a witch. Jesus Christ. She was inspired to be a wizard. I mean a witch. I keep getting mixed up, bro. She was inspired to cast magic because of that, because she learned about it. And so that was pretty cool. And a lot happened, honestly. And at the end of the episode 1, she decides to try drawing the drawings in the picture book that she got from a witch with a mask. And unfortunately, one thing leads to another, one spell leads to another, it implodes. And Chiefrey, he also learns that the picture book was sold, not maybe not sold, maybe sold to Coco by a witch with a mask, which was surprising to him. He was because apparently we learned this later. He's actually tracking someone or some people that are selling these picture books, but that's for another time. And so one of the spells that she ends up drawing turns the entire home and her mother into ice or crystals. I'm not quite sure if it was like ice or crystals or something like that, but that's what it happens. And so that's insane. I was surprised during my reaction to that. And so like that happened, and eventually she was taken home to Chiefrey's home, and we end episode 1 somewhere around there. Now episode 2, my reaction is on Patreon. It's very scuffed, but it's on Patreon, so you can check it out. And oh, one of the other things we learned, I'm all over the place. One of the other things we learned is that witches erase memories of people who are in the secret, which is a secret that you only need a special ink and set up casting seals or casting spells to cast magic. But she ends up being the exception to the rule of getting your memories erased. And so with that, on to episode 2. We arrive at the at Chiefrey's Atelier and school, I think. I don't know if it's both or just one or the other. And that's where Coco will be learning. And in there, we meet 2 characters. Tetia, she's a pink-haired girl, and she likes to be thanked a lot. And then we met Rike, who's quiet, and she seems more reserved and quiet. That's about all I got to say for them. They're also apprentices of Chiefrey. I don't know how to pronounce his name, unfortunately. And so some fun stuff happens, but then we finally learn about the truth of magic, which is something called the Day of the Pact, which is when a group of witches that still have had consciences, they unified to take the memories of people that knew about magic, how the secret about this, and then only entrusted the secret to sworn disciples, which was really cool. And that was called the Day of the Pact. And they eventually used everything to like cover up the fact that that's the truth by making people think that magic is only used by those that are born with it. Because all this started because bad spells or evil spells or horrible spells, whatever you want to call them, were created, and it sparked a lot of conflict. And so that all happened. And also, let's see, where am I on my notes? So we learn through Coco starting to learn from Chiefrey that that forbidden magic is drawn. Forbidden magic was drawn during the age of the conflict and banned after the pact. And forbidden magic, or prohibited magic, is any spell that casts directly on the human body, which, fair enough, that kind of makes sense. And one of the many things we learn about as well is the Tower of Tomes and a window way which connects 2 round windows with the same patterns. The Tower of Tomes is where all magic books are duplicated and end up there. Not quite sure how that works, but that's what happens. And we also met at some point in the episode, we also met Coco's roommate, who is smart, intense, and is a loner. And she plans on testing Coco at the end of the episode, which is what happens. But we also learn how magic is cast. There are 3 components to it, or 3 elements. There's a sigil at the center, and that's surrounded by lines that are called signs. And then finally, the outer ring is like surrounding it. And the signs determine the form, size, and direction of the spell, magic. Then different types of sigil are water, light, wind. They determine what magic type comes about. And then the outer ring acts as like a lock to lock the magic in and activate it, which is really cool. And let's see, is there anything else that I'm missing? There's probably stuff that I'm missing, honestly. I am probably missing stuff, but I think that about covers it. Because I have the questions I have that I asked were why? How did the people first learn that you could just draw magic and it happened? How'd they even know what the sigils did originally? Did they have like a manual or was it trial and error? Like, I have questions like that. And yeah, I don't have much else to say, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Uh, Let me know what you think of this. I'm gonna try to have some like images on screen from the show, but if I can't do that, you're just gonna get my face talking about this and looking at my notes. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, I guess. And yeah, I have no idea if I'm gonna keep doing stuff like this or if I'm gonna try something different. At the very least, I'm gonna try to make all the reactions that I do on Patreon at least, and I'll try to do videos here. But at the very least, I'm gonna try to continue keeping up with videos every single day over on Patreon. And as for here, again, I'll try this, see how it works. This is what we have to work with, I think, for right now. So I'll leave it at that. But with that said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. With that, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below again about the episode, about the video. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ding that notification bell. The Patreon is down below, of course, for the full-length version of my episode 2 reaction. My episode 1 reaction, unfortunately, I couldn't get it before my computer no longer happily works. So episode 2's out, and episode 1 I'll try to get out once everything's taken care of. But yeah, the Discord's also down below, so you can hang out there. I'm gonna be active over there a lot because all I got is my phone, so there's that. And yeah, with that said, until next time, my name is Mark. Never stop being yourself, stay safe there, and I will see all you incredible people in the next video.